Okay, so chefs, next dish, Paella Valenciana. So, not a traditional paella recipe, because obviously traditional paella is rabbit and snails. We're going to be doing a seafood version. So you can see it looks like there's lots of mise en place here. What I want you to do here is really read your recipe, and you can have these ingredients ready on your chopping board. They don't need to be in mixing bowls. What we've got here is paella rice. We've got paella seasoning, smoked and sweet paprika. We've got our paella stock. So our paella stock is water, salt, veggie booster, and tomato puree. That needs to go on straight away. So that can come to the boil. Just leave it on a low heat. You just need it hot, ready for when this is all cooked. We also got sliced or diced chorizo sausage, some cleaned mussels, diced fish, pineapple cut squid, some prawns, onion and garlic brunoise of zucchini, roughly chopped tomato, brunoise of mixed capsicum, halved cherry tomatoes, some green beans, picked parsley, and some peas. So these all go in at different stages, so it's really quite a good idea maybe in your recipe to put them in the order you think they need to go in. So here I've got chorizo goes in with my onions, so it's near the front, and the last thing to go on, peas and parsley. So then I can remind myself of what goes in what order. So my stock is on. First thing I need to do is make sure I got a suitable sized pot. So we all haven't got paella pans at home. Likewise, this will be fine just to use in a crock pot like this one, or a frying pan, sawtooth, as long as it's a flat base and you can fit all the liquid in. You don't want a tall-sided pot. You want a nice flat-bottomed, wide pan. Okay? The first thing we're going to do, we've got our stock on. Stage one, sweat down the onions, garlic, and chorizo. Okay? So these can go in. We're going to cook them down with minimal colour. So it's important that the chorizo goes in early to render out the fat. Likewise, as soon as that fat's ready, next thing that goes in can be the squid. So work this in stages, keeping an eye on it all the time. You can kind of forget about your stock as long as it's on a low heat. I'm going to sweat all this down without colour. Then we'll move on to stage two. Okay, so I sweated down the chorizo, onions and garlic, nice and soft. All that fat's rendered out of the sausage. Next thing that's going to go in is my squid. So squid can be cooked out because it needs a bit of cooking squid to get nice and tender. So just pineapple cut the squid. You can do rings, you can dice it, either or. Now, once I've cooked out the squid, I'm then going to add in my rice and spice. Okay, so that's the next step after the squid. Okay, so now our stock has come to the boil. You can just start to see the faint signs at the top of the rice. We're going to go on with seafood. Okay, they can just lie on top. And at this point, if it gets too aggressive, just turn it down a little bit. And some mussels. So these can be tucked in as much as possible. And then bring that to a boil. So that can cook for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then we start to put on our next ingredients, which is zucchini, diced, and capsicum. Okay, now we can see the mussels are just starting to open and go across the top with some green vegetables. You don't want to put these in too early, so that otherwise they'll go brown or they'll overcook. Keep it ticking away. You can start to see the mussels are opening up. Prawns and fish are cooking nicely. Go over the top with our capsicum. This is a good one to cook at home. Make sure you do this. You've got some friends and family around, because you can have a lot of food. It's a good way to feed a lot of people. You know, nice and healthy. Go across again then with some beans. You're going to cook this now until all the liquid is evaporated, making sure obviously season everything in between. Now the last thing we're going to put on is peas and parsley. They don't go on until the very, very end. We can go on with our cherry tomatoes. Just keep them sliced side up so you can see. Don't bury them amongst the rice. And let that simmer gently. Just always check the bottom. Make sure it's not catching, which it isn't. There's plenty of liquid in there. If it catches, just turn it right down, let it simmer really low and slow. The stock level and the rice level are calculated, so exactly the right amount of stock to rice, so it should all disappear. Okay, last thing to go on, barring the parsley, is some nice green peas across the top. You're going to cook this now until all the liquid pretty much disappears. Okay? Once that liquid disappears, you're going to take some parsley leaves, pick them. Obviously we need to wash these leaves. Press them with a little bit of olive oil, pinch of salt. And it needs to make sure the paella is off when you put these on, otherwise they'll die straight away and your paella won't look really good. So you want to make sure all this liquid disappears. Turn off, rest it for about 5 minutes, and then you can go on with your parsley. And maybe a squeeze of lemon would be nice because it's a seafood paella. Maybe even some lemon wedges to garnish would be good. Okay, so our paella has been turned off now. It's just bubbling away with the residual heat. Everything's cooked on top and the 90% of the liquid's disappeared or been absorbed by the rice. You can leave a little bit of liquid so there's a bit of a stock with it. But because it's seafood risotto, we're just going to garnish with some lemon wedges and sprinkle with some parsley. So get rid of that residual heat. And of course your parsley across the top. One last sprinkling of salt. And there we have our paella. So what is really nice in the end is also a good glug of olive oil. Makes it nice and shiny. In fact, we can do that right now. Good way to feed all your mates.